Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've crossed a pretty big milestone in my channel, something I've been wanting to happen for a long time, and that's having 10,000 subscribers. It's just a number, and you know, when I had 9,100, it's not that big of a difference, but just that number that I can say I have 10,000 subscribers really means a lot to me. I remember how hard it was to get to 100, how long it took to get to 1,000, and now to say I'm at 10,000 really is a pretty big milestone as far as I'm concerned. So I want to thank each and every one of you who have been a subscriber for a while or who have recently subscribed. Thank you very much. All right, so last few weeks have been pretty busy, and I've kind of been a little behind on making videos. But more videos are coming soon, and shortly I will be telling you about some of the ones that you can be looking out for. I will say congratulations to my Kansas City Chiefs for winning the 3rd Super Bowl under Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, so I'm pretty thrilled about that. I do want to thank a few people who have donated or contributed something to the channel here recently. So Jim, I want to thank you. He sent me over some 30 caliber bullets that I'll be testing when I get the chance. Really appreciate that, very nice of you. This family member of mine, Chris, his brother gave me a chronograph. Very nice of him. And Chris gave me dies, brass, powder, and bullets that'll work for this rifle. And this cartridge is the 7mm 08. And in fact, this is the rifle that he's given to me on loan. Still his, but I'm going to be using it to test out on the channel. So Chris, thank you very much. And to Chris's brother, appreciate it, and to Jim. So I will talk about this rifle just here for a minute. This is a Savage Model 11. This is what they call the flat back. It's pre-AccuTrigger. It is the medium length, and it's still a short action, but it's the medium length. And I know this because I've just been looking for and purchased a base, a new base to go on here, and it's, even though it's short action, it's the medium version of this because of the spacing between the screw holes. But this is the flat back, medium size or medium length base. It's a 22-inch barrel. I'm assuming this is the factory stock. It does not have a magazine. It is just loads from the top. I did take it apart and completely cleaned it out and just kind of looked at it, retorqued everything back down to specs, cleaned it inside and out, and pretty excited about it. Chris got this from a pawn shop several years ago, spent $350 on it. One of the previous owners of this rifle, probably the one that sold it to the pawn shop, had glass bedded the front recoil lug. I could tell it's an at-home job, but did just fine. And he sanded out the barrel channel in the stock. It's not only free floated, it's got a lot of room. It's got a kind of a big gap up there, but looks just fine. And I would prefer that big gap than to be touching potentially on one side or the other. And I could tell when I had the gun apart that there was pillars installed. So there is metal pillars in the stock. So overall, I have a good feeling about it. Like I said, it's pre-AccuTrigger. I did test the trigger weight pull, and it's about 4.5 pounds. Not the greatest, but we'll take it shooting, and as long as I can shoot decent groups with it, and it's not causing a problem, we'll probably just leave it alone. But I can always get a different trigger for it if I wanted to. The only glaring thing that I saw that I wanted to improve, it had 2-piece bases on here, and the rings, and just the way it was set up with this Nikon Buckmaster scope that Chris had bought and put on, the back ring was right up against the ocular bell. I mean, just right up against it, almost touching where you would change the magnification. And I just prefer it not to be that close, but there's no other way to mount it, because of the eye relief. You basically had to mount it like that. So I bought an EGW single piece base, like I said, the medium flat base version for this Savage Model 11, and I bought a couple of worn rings, these worn Vapor lightweight rings. So those are on order, those are coming, looking forward to it. This rifle has a nice smooth action, feels good, and I'm just excited in all areas of it to use it and to have it as part of the channel, as long as it's on loan to me. And like I said, he gave me dies and brass and all kinds of stuff, so I'm ready to go. I've talked about a lot of 7mm cartridges on the channel. Been close to buying a 7mm 08 a few times. Very close to getting a 280 Ackley improved. I've been thinking a lot about a 7 PRC, but I just haven't had the money at the right time and haven't pulled the trigger. So to have a 7mm 08 is awesome. Not only can I test 7mm bullets, but I can do content and videos about the 7mm 08, which is a cartridge I've talked pretty highly about since I started my channel. Chris has a Nikon Buckmaster scope with this. I'm going to put that scope back on here. You know, it was a $125 scope back in the day, kind of a low-end Nikon scope, but I think it's going to work just fine for this rifle, and I'm excited. And then if you watched my XPR video, my Winchester XPR 270 short mag review video, there was really two glaring issues that I had with it. The trigger I wasn't a big fan of, and I know it's an adjustable trigger, but it's not as user-friendly as like a Savage AccuTrigger. And I wasn't a big fan of, you know, where it was set. So I did take it apart, and you have to get like a little knife out and dig out what looks like blue Loctite that's been pushed into the screw hole grooves. It's not easy, but you get all that out, you scrape all that out with a little knife. And then I was able to, take that minute of angle trigger down to like 2.5 pounds. And if you look at their literature, it's actually not supposed to go down that low. It's supposed to stop around 3. But yeah, it's nice and crisp, 2.5 pound trigger. So that's meant the world of difference. I'm actually gonna be shooting that Wednesday, a couple days from today. And this will be the first time I've shot it with that trigger weight pull reduced, so pretty happy about that. The second issue I had with the XPR was the little plastic bolt shroud on the back. One, it's plastic, not ideal, but it just had a lot of wobble to it, and I just didn't like it. Well, Anarchy Outdoors has created an aluminum bolt shroud for the XPR. Comes in all kinds of different colors. I just wanted it in black. I don't want it to stand out. And I was really hoping that it would be a tight fit and not be wobbly. Plus, it's aluminum, which I like better than plastic. That came in the mail today. I installed it. It was a much tighter fit. However, when I pulled the trigger and the firing pin, went forward, I went to lift the bolt and the bolt would not lift. I had to basically tap the bolt up to get it lifted. And I did that a few times, and then eventually it kind of loosened up, and now it's okay. It's fine. It does have a little bit of a wobble, but not as much as it did. So that was a nitpicky thing, but all in all, the wobble has been reduced. It has a metal bolt shroud, and I just like the fit and finish better than the original. So I've done a little bit of work here and there on some of my rifles, just kind of tinkering with them and getting them, kind of lined out. Then when the base and the ring show up for this, I'll get the scope mounted. I'll put the blue Loctite on the base screws, and I'll get everything else set to torque, and I'll be pretty excited to shoot this rifle. I'll tell you some of the videos that I've got coming out. I'm going to be shooting the 225 grain ELDM out of my 30-06. Got an interesting video coming out about that. And then I'm going back to that 165 grain AccuBond long range. Going to be shooting that out of my 270 WSM with H1000 powder. Previously I've been using MagPro powder, but I'm going to jump to H1000, see if I can get over 3,000 feet per second. So those will probably be the next 2 videos. I did make a Patreon video, so if you click the link on Patreon in the description below of this video, there's actually a video now on Patreon that kind of tells you my overall plan of what I want to do, not just with this channel, but with everything that I am planning for the future with all of my channels. Got a long way to go. This channel has done pretty good. Like I said, 10,000. The other channels I've put so little effort into at this time that There's really not much to see there, but I've got a much bigger scale, much bigger plan and vision going forward. And I talk a little bit about that in the Patreon video. And while you're there, if you want to click on one of the tiers, $3, $5, or $10, that would be awesome. That would be supporting me and supporting the channel. And in that video, I talk about what the money would be used for. But in all honesty, all I really ask of you guys is that you watch my videos for free, like them. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and share the videos and all that. As long as you continue to watch my videos and comment and like them, that's really all that I'm asking. I've got a lot of ideas for videos. I've got a lot I want to do with the channel. I feel like I'm just at the very, very beginning, and it's going to be really cool, and I've got a lot of ideas. The biggest hindrance I have is time. This is not my full-time job, and I just have a lot of other stuff going on, a lot of things I'm trying to take care of, and I kind of had a giant water line bust and ruin one of my bathrooms, and so I'm dealing with insurance and trying to figure all that out. So that's part of the reason why I haven't been making as many videos. I'm just kind of overwhelmed at the moment. But stay tuned. Great videos are coming. I'm going to continue to try to improve on my editing, on the quality of my videos, and then of course the ideas. I'm just having a blast doing it. I just wish I had more time because I really enjoy making videos. But overall, I don't want to keep you guys today. I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for subscribing and for watching my videos, for sharing my videos, and doing all the things that you guys do. Really appreciate it. I remember you guys that have been here, since the beginning. When you comment, I remember you way back when. And a lot of new people have been joining and commenting and sharing the videos. So really, really happy about the growth of the channel. Very, very thankful that you are watching my videos. If you have any ideas for content, please leave it in the comments below. If you want me to do something different, you want to see more of something, please tell me. I might make a follow-up video to be more specific in some of the ideas that I have later. But for now, if you have any ideas, leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching my videos. And until next time, take care.